views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program host and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by TCN TV Network Incorporated. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. The TCN TV Network claims no rights to the said content. TCN TV Network cannot be held accountable for the copyrighted content. TCN TV Network is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this program.
Welcome to Shaping Life, everyone. We're finally here. The joys of live broadcast. Okay, so we're here. You know that Shaping Life is all about us connecting with the right people and the right information to lead us on the path to get us to our best health. And today, my very special guest is a leader in his field. He is Dr. George Grant. Dr. George Grant is the founder and CEO of the Academy of Wellness. Professor Grant enjoys a stellar academic and fascinating career in research. He's a scientist, professor, chemist, toxicologist, nutritionist, biofeedback, stress management, and pain specialist. Dr. Grant worked as a senior consultant for Health Canada, FDA, CDC, and as well as in private practice. Professor Grant has helped 10 Fortune 500 companies, 10 nonprofit organizations, Olympic athletes, along with thousands of clients worldwide. So what a resume. He has also over 250 published articles, conference presentations, and book reviews, and 11, maybe more to date, best-selling books. So welcome, Dr. George Grant. So glad to have him on the show today, and we're going to see him connect here in a moment. How are you today, Dr. Grant?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, Trish?
Wonderful. I'm finally glad to connect. We've had a little bit of bumps in the road getting to this point, but I'm so excited to bring the information that you have to share with us today. I'm really looking forward to our conversation. You know, anyone dealing with chronic pain and stress should really listen up today because you're going to put us in the right direction towards the information we need to get us to heal. So can you tell us first, Dr. Grant, about your career and how you became so passionate about all the work that you do?
Well, do we have 2 hours on this?
Exactly, right? When we're passionate about things, we need the time.
Okay, so I'll put in 40 plus years of experience in 40 seconds.
Thank you.
Basically, when I was in my 18 years old, like very early age, my mom passed away from heart attack in her early 40s.
Oh,
And
I'm so
my
sorry.
dad also, yes, and my dad passed away in his early 60s. So I'm here, you know, looking at life and say, well, if I have those bad genes, I'm supposed to be dead then by almost like early 60s, mid 60s. But just let you know that I'm actually 69. I'm in my late 60s. I know I look 59. I feel 49.
Yes, absolutely.
And I just learned from early stages in my life that genes does not indicate that you have to die early or you have to carry the same genes that you're born with, because there's a science I studied early called genetics, and there's a new science now called epigenetics, which is epi means above. So epigenetics is how we express our genes that we inherit from our parents. So luckily, my environment helped me to live healthy till now, till age 69. And I'm looking forward to live till age 100 and beyond.
Absolutely.
God willing, of course, to help other people. So basically in this journey, I earned, as you introduced me, several degrees. I have 3 doctorates, 3 masters, and so on. And I've done lots of publications, lots of research. And in fact, I've written 12 books now. So this is the book that How to Live to Healthy to 101.
Okay.
You know, and then there's somebody in the US who lived till 101. So my latest book, which I just had a month ago, called How to Live Healthy to 111.
Ah.
So that is my 12 books right now. And of course, as you introduced me, I've written 12 books, some of them on natural remedies and supplements and on prevention. And this is my 11th book, Holistic Health, with lots of doctors here that I've written with.
Wow.
And in this book, we talked about holistic health, how to prevent disease, because I believe in prevention instead of intervention.
Right.
I believe in self-care instead of crisis care.
Right.
Our motto is we care, we serve, we educate. We do not medicate, operate, vaccinate, irradiate, or irritate. So we actually spend some time with our clients to help them on the lifestyle journey to see exactly what they eat, because we are what we eat, we are what we do not eat, and we are what's eating us. In fact, my doctorate thesis from University of Toronto was done in 1995. This is actually my thesis right there. This is
my goodness.
a whole book.
Oh my goodness.
And on stress. So stress can make us healthy or make us very sick.
Yeah.
So we have to cope with stress. So it's very simple. So what we do here is look at their life, look at our clients' lifestyle. So as you mentioned in the introduction, I work with clients, corporations, nonprofits worldwide. So we travel the world to help clients to see what kind of lifestyle they have, because the average clients that we see, Trish, they do not know how to breathe properly. So they do shallow breathing. So we teach them how to do the belly breathing from the belly, not from the chest.
Right.
Okay?
That was an important question I wanted. This is an important question I wanted to ask you about some of the things that you see with your clients. So this is the first thing you noticed.
Yes. Yeah, I noticed right away that 85% of our clients, they're shallow breather. So if you do not get enough oxygen to your brain, you feel headache, you feel tired, you feel lethargic, you feel not quite healthy to the maximum of your health. And then, in fact, you develop wrinkles very fast also if you do not drink enough water, because water is essential. Our body is 70% water.
Right.
So without O2 and H2O, how we can expect somebody to live at age 101 or 111 and beyond?
Right.
This is what we talk about and so on. And also we noticed that some of our clients, they're still drinking the soda, they're still eating the junk food, the fried food, the white flour, the white sugar, all of the fast food. I tell my clients to avoid them at all costs, because they actually make us die very early, and it causes obesity. It causes diabetes, which is diabetes, that can cause eventually obesity and so on. It can cause dementia, because as you know, dementia and Alzheimer is a function of insulin and a function of sugar regulation and sugar metabolism.
Right.
In fact, 25 years ago at the WONM, World Organization of Natural Medicine, we linked dementia and Alzheimer to imbalance in sugar metabolism.
Wow.
And we actually were the first scientists to call it type 3 diabetes. So we already know about type 1. Kids born with type 1 diabetes, they're about 10% of the population have that. And type 2, they're about 35%. Now the biggest epidemic right now is dementia and diabetes and Alzheimer, which is we call it type 3 diabetes.
Type 3,
it's related to sugar problems and insulin resistance and basically diabetes in the advanced age. So these are the kind of things that we talk about, and we talk about aging itself is something that we can reverse. There is lots of study. I'm not sure whether you looked at some of the recent published study that we can reverse the clock of aging. We can even look younger in our 60s, 70s, 80s, 100 and beyond.
Let's keep talking about
have
this.
You heard? Yes, in fact, there's actually a colleague at Harvard. His name is Dr. David Sinclair. His name is David Sinclair. Sorry, David Sinclair. He has done work on yeast, and he's done work on mice, and he's now start to work on people to show that we can actually reverse the aging clock.
Wow.
To show that we can actually live longer and healthier to centurions like 100 and beyond. In fact, he has discovered an enzyme called sirtuin, which is an enzyme to actually reverse the clock. So it's like a Pac-Man to clip all of the bad stuff, the free radicals and the stuff that causes to age faster and cause the wrinkles on our face and so on. And he's been doing this research. He's actually written several books on this topic. And you can Google him, David Sinclair.
Sinclair, okay.
He's at Harvard. And so this is the new science. We call it integrative medicine. How to balance the allopathic medicine with the integrative medicine. And I'm sure you heard about the science called functional medicine, which is the study of the gut. Because our gut is the second brain.
Yes, I was
This
going to
is
say
so
that
important. When you
brain
have a healthy
connection.
gut and brain connection, exactly. So it is so important that we take care of our gut. So I tell my clients, how often do you go to the bathroom for number two?
Right.
They always tell me once a day, sometimes once every 2 days, once every 3 days.
Oh my goodness.
And they are confused. And I had one client, she goes to the bathroom once a week. I said, once a week, and how many times do you eat? She said 3 meals in, and sometimes 2 snacks. I said, lady, how can you eat 3 meals in and 2 snacks in a day, and in 1 week you have bowel movement? Where does this food go?
Right.
And she looked at me and said, yeah, doc, where do they go? I said, what do you know? They stay here and ferment and cause bloating.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, we recommended for her, natural supplements, fiber, natural health food, and all of the stuff. And she called me after 3 weeks. She said, doc, I'm having a moving experience. I said, you moved from your apartment? She said, no, I'm going to the bathroom twice a day now. By simply adding more fiber in her diets and eating things like yogurt and fermented food, kefir, things like that, she started to actually feel better, and she started to move around and about, and she started actually to lose weight.
Oh,
In
incredible.
fact, all of this stuff that she was, clogged inside out.
Yes.
And she said that she's have no more headaches. She has clear thinking. And this is what we talk about. It's natural health, natural remedies, looking at the lifestyle, look at the cause of the disease, and then we deal with it. Even when you look at cancer, there's actually a lot of work that we've done on cancer using thermotherapy and so on, that we can reverse that.
Wow.
Looking also at other conditions like ADD and ADHD and autism. We have clients who have been diagnosed with ADD and ADHD and autism, and now within 3 months working with us, they feel much better. We're not talking about reversing autism 100%, but at least they feel much better. They can communicate with their parents, and they can do better in school. So we have many. Yes. In fact, I'm going to be giving all of these updates on the upcoming conference in 2 weeks, our WONM conference, which your listeners and your viewers can see it at WONM.org.
Okay.
And this conference is in Toronto. We have scientists and doctors from all over the world coming to Toronto. This is an annual conference happening on October 26th and 27th, Saturday and Sunday, from 9 till 6. It's going to be at the Courtyard Marriott at Woodbine, north of Steeles. So
wonderful.
I'm inviting you. Inviting all of your viewers and listeners to come. And I'm going to be giving a whole lectures on all of this aging process, all about lunch and learn, all of the journeys.
Excellent. Good, wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Grant. And I really want to get into, you've already touched on so many things that I want to talk about in relation to stress and pain, and you're talking about diet. Yep. So we're going to tackle that when we come back on Shaping Life.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Hello, my name is Dr. George Grant. I'm a specialist in natural medicine and natural pain relief, stress management, nutrition, and biofeedback. I taught in the Faculty of Pharmacy in Saskatchewan for 10 years and also at Seneca College in Toronto for 10 years. Worked for Health Canada for 8 years, and currently I'm in private practice. I help clients with biofeedback, stress management, natural pain management, and also nutritional assessments using the biofeedback device.
Welcome back to Shaping Life. So we've been sitting with Dr. Grant, who has been sharing with us a wealth of knowledge already. Things like how to basically reverse age. And so, Dr. Grant, we're going to talk now a little bit about some more of your specialties. I mean, the list is huge, but we're going to try to talk about a few here. You talked about your clients and some of the things, the issues that they've been facing, ways in which you've turned things around. I want to talk about stress. So, I mean, I'm sure that that's obviously something that you're dealing with, and especially through, your Academy of Wellness and so on. Talk to us, explain exactly what is stress. Let's just break that down.
Well, is stress what you perceive to be as a stressor that causes imbalance in your life? So basically, some people think of stress as something that is threatening, something that upset their balance. For instance, some people get stressed by commuting. I know that traffic in Toronto here is not the best in the world. So that can cause stress, especially for some people. So we get road rage because of stress. We get people who get angry, and then it can cause even more problem when you're stressed when you drive. So, and when you're stressed, you produce cortisol, a hormone that produces under stress, and that hormone can cause problem, rapid heartbeats, and cause imbalance in the body. But this hormone is important to live because it's a fight or flight hormone in case of the immediate danger. So we need that hormone to us in back 200, 300 years ago when we were attacked by a bear or a lion. When the body produced cortisol, we have to run from this bear or this lion. Without that, cortisol will be like sitting there waiting for the lion or the bear to eat us. Yeah. So we need cortisol, but we do not need cortisol every single day, every single hour.
Okay, right. And this is important because I was going to talk to you about that. I mean, this is something, like you said, that is essential to our makeup as a human. So let's differentiate and talk about why, like you're saying, you're about to talk to us about why this is not something good chronically.
Okay. See, we have two systems. The first sympathetic nervous system, which is basically fight or flight, and it's to produce cortisol for stress. And the other system called parasympathetic, which basically to rest, digest, and repair.
Right.
So when you sleep, you rest, digest, and repair. And then when you're relaxed, you use the parasympathetic system. So there's a balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic. But if you're always sympathetic dominant, always stressed, let's say that you commute for 1 hour to get to work from home, and the traffic is atrocious, it's very bad, and then you go and meet your boss, and then the boss is not the most pleasant person that you work with, and then you meet your colleagues who are not also as pleasant. So you start your day, like let's say you start your day at Tim Horton, and you have a donut or a muffin and a coffee double. Now your body now physically under stress because of high sugar and flour, and now you go to commute, you have stress, and then you go to work, you have stress, and you come back from work and you have the same stress for commute, and then you meet your teenagers or you meet your spouse, and then you have a little argument about paying the bills, and the dinner time now is who you're going to pay the bills and so on. I'm not saying that this is a common thing, but it's mostly described the average midlife person. Okay, so now the persons, after you finish dinner, they sit down and watch TV, and in half an hour, they basically they go on the couch and basically they fall asleep because their body is totally exhausted. They're stressed out.
Yes.
So this is what we call distress or negative stress.
Okay.
Now, some people perceive stress differently than others. In fact, when you get interviewed on TV, like what we're doing now, some people perceive this as stress. When you do public speaking, some people perceive this as stress. I love to do public speaking. It's not stressful for me. I've done it many times for many countries in the world. So it depends also on your perception, how you perceive the incident, and how would it affect you, physiologically and psychologically. Now, there is another part of the stress called eustress, which is a good stress.
Okay.
Hans Selye, the father of stress, said that there is a distress and there is eustress. There's a bad stress and there's a good stress. The good stresses make us function, make us working better, make us motivated, make us to perform much better, make us improve in life, right? Make us write like 12 books and so on.
You need some good stress there.
It's not fun to write 12 books. It's not a stress, but at the end, you reap the reward of this, right? So, okay, in fact, the absence of stress is death. So if you want to get rid of all of the stress, basically when you die.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's what Hans Selye said. So we cannot escape stress. It's going to be around us. So we have to learn how to deal with it.
Yes.
So there's some certain vitamins called stress vitamins, like B vitamins, either B1 thiamine, B2 riboflavin, B3 niacinamide, B12 cyanocobalamin or methylcobalamin. It'll help us to cope with the stress. It'll help us to, unfortunately, most of the food today, either fast food or not quite organic food, do not have all of these good stress vitamins. So I recommend my clients take a good high bioavailable B vitamins and also vitamin D. Some physicians recommend only 800, 1000 IU vitamin D. I take myself 8000 IU vitamin D. I take sometimes 10,000 IU vitamin D. And it is not actually toxic dose. In fact, I'm a toxicologist, by the way.
Yes.
They've done toxicity for people using 100,000 IU over 1 year, and there's not a single case of toxicity of vitamin D. So vitamin D, even though it's fat soluble, the toxicity is quite, it takes a lot to cause toxicity over years. Okay, so 8,000, 10,000. Now, vitamin D is good for diabetes, it's good for depression, it's good for dementia. Of course, for the heart, it's good for the skin, good for the liver. Because, you know, Trish, I've seen more people now with non-alcoholic fatty liver more than ever before. Because the food that they eat, the stress that they have, and sometimes some of them, of course, drink too much alcohol and so on. It can cause actually the alcoholic fatty liver. But some of them have non-alcoholic fatty liver because of their food. They eat the fried food, you know, they eat crap, C-R-A-P, C, carbonated beverage, R, refined food, A, artificial colors and flavors, and P is the processed food that you eat. And how many of your friends and colleagues use crap every single day?
Yes, every day,
Some of my clients, I always check what do you eat for the morning and at lunch and at dinner time and so on. So this is the kind of things that we assess, lifestyle assessment, the dietary habit, the stress habit. That's what we actually do at our wellness centers.
That's wonderful. And can I ask you about the connection then between stress and pain in the body?
Yes. In fact, if you have too much stress, it may actually cause pain. Sometimes we have pain in our neck, pain in our back. And it depends on the person's posture. It depends on how also they sleep. It depending on how they exercise and so on. So we help lots of our clients to relieve their pain naturally without having to depend on painkillers. In fact, the worst thing you can do when you have pain is to take painkillers, because painkillers address the symptom. It numb the pain. I have a young lady in her monthly cycle. She takes 5 Advil, and on the bottle it says do not take more than 2 at one time.
Yes.
But she said, I've had PMS, I have severe pain, I cannot tolerate the pain, I've taken 5. I told her not to do 5, start with 2, and then at the most you do 3, because this can cause problem with the heart. She said, okay, what if I go to aspirin? Well, ASA is problem with the gut. It can cause gastric bleeding. And she said, what happens if I take Tylenol? I said, Tylenol can affect the liver. In fact, most of the non-alcoholic fatty liver because of acetaminophen or taking Tylenol. So I'd not recommend taking over-the-counter medications when you have pain or when you have PMS. Seek the natural remedies. There's lots of things naturally that you can do to reverse pain. Things like turmeric or curcumin and ginger can reduce the pain as much as OTC medications.
Okay, and is that the same for PMS pain?
100%, 100%. And they can take black cohosh, dong quai has been shown in literature, published literature, to reduce PMS pain. And the best thing to reduce PMS pain is actually drinking lots of water.
Lots of water.
We need 2 to 3 liters of water per day. Very important. And then most of my clients do not drink this much. They drink 4 cups of coffee and 2 sodas and no water.
Wow.
That causes the body into dehydration. I try to drink 8 glasses of water or 9 glasses per day, at least 2 liters per day. And the way to drink the water is you have to sip it, not to gulp it, like this.
Yes. And
because if you go in 5 minutes, you're gonna go to the bathroom, and the water can't even absorb in your body. So
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said, because I'm so guilty of that sometimes. I love water, so I'm guilty of gulping it. So I'm so glad you made that point.
No gulping. Next time when you drink water, you have to think of Professor Grant. Okay.
I will.
Drink it slowly. Okay, Trish.
So what do you say to people then who, 20 years dealing with chronic pain, and they're thinking there's no help, there's nothing I can do? What would you say to them?
I help people who have chronic pain, like fibromyalgia pain, MS pain, or lupus, or autoimmune disease. And I tell them, listen, this is something that is not going to be responding with antidepressants or anti-inflammatory medication like Celebrex or any of those stuff, because you have to deal with the immune system. You have to deal with the gut. See, the gut health is so important for pain, because if we stabilize the gut, if we do some stretching, and if we actually do what's called the bicranial that I actually do in my office to help people to do the stretching and so on. I think I've done it for you a couple of times before, and you felt really good after doing the bicranial. You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is what we need to do for our clients, is to help them to deal with the pain naturally. Yes. In fact, there's lots of information now about CBD oil, about turmeric, about ginger, green tea, bromelain, all of this stuff to help reduce the chronic pain without any side effect. But if you depend on Percocet, morphine, if you depend on all of the other pain medications, OxyContin, there is a huge price you pay for using all of those narcotics. Besides, it's habit forming. In fact, all of the street drugs right now, it's not the cocaine or heroin. It's more about the OxyContin and all of the stuff that
prescription drugs.
Doctors have pain, and they give it around to teenagers and so on and so forth. So we really, I believe personally, Trish, that opioid like CBD oil would replace, cannabinoids in CBD oil would replace opioid, which is basically narcotics. I believe within 10 years, you're going to see a shift from using the narcotics to natural CBD oil and all of the hemp oil and the cannabinoids, which has really no side effect. But this publication you see every single day on cancer, on management of inflammation, management of pain, help with seizures, petit mal and grand mal seizures. CBD oil help with so many other aspects in life. It's just like the scientists now start to look into it. And in fact, they look into also as an anti-aging, because it helps to stabilize the immune system. It's very important. So once we start to look at the gut health in functional medicine, once we start to look at the connection between the gut and the brain, and once we start to use natural method, we have to get back to natural remedies again. Natural remedies is really the key for chronic pain. If you go to my website and look under fibromyalgia, when I was working at Health Canada, I've got a grant of $1 million from the government of Canada to establish the first conference on fibromyalgia at Health Canada in Ottawa.
Wow.
And we brought scientists all over the world for this to show that fibromyalgia is an autoimmune disease. It does not respond. It does not require any antidepressants or any pain medications, period. All we have to do is just stabilize the immune system. And then after this conference now, the whole shift in thinking about fibromyalgia, some doctors thought it was in their brain. It's something in their brain. We just give you amitriptyline or Prozac. Something is wrong with you. It's not. It's not the brain. It's actually in the immune system. So that conference back in the late 90s helped physicians and scientists like myself to understand the root cause of fibromyalgia. In fact, Trish, we have developed a marker to measure fibromyalgia, which is called 2,3 DPG. It's on my website, academyofwellness.com, under fibromyalgia. Your clients can go into it if they have fibromyalgia. And we have almost like 75% success rate in the first 6 months. People respond very quickly to our natural treatments, and they do not have any more chronic fibromyalgia pain, or same thing for lupus or MS. There is no need to actually administer any narcotics or any of this pain management things which cause adverse drug reactions.
That's incredibly powerful. And actually, I want to carry over into the next segment with you, because I want to ask you a little bit more about CBD oil in relation to another, in terms of sciatica, actually. So when we come back on Shaping Life, we'll talk about that.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity in our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
World-famous spiritual astrologer and psychic Pandit Sai is born to serve people. He's an expert on palmistry and horoscope. He can handle all problems and give Vedic solutions for business, job, love, marriage, husband and wife problems, children, personal, and many others, including depression. He also performs pujas to clear all sorts of obstacles. Call Pandit Sai and see changes in your life now. 647-766-1419. Located at 2895 Derry Road, East Mississauga, Airport Road and Derry.
Welcome back to Shaping Life. So again, we've been sitting down with Dr. Grant, and he is just an incredible wealth of knowledge. So obviously we can't fit everything into the time that we have today, but I want to share with you, again, just throw up his website, the Academy of Wellness, where again, you can get so much information there. You can even book an appointment. There's so much that you can get from him. So before we went on break, we were talking a little about CBD oil. He brought that up, and I really want to talk about that a little bit more. So, Dr. Grant, thank you again for talking to us a little bit about that gut connection with the brain and clearing that out, and how much the immunity has an impact on our pain. I wanted to ask you about CBD oil in relation to sciatica, or what are some of the things that would be helpful in that kind of condition?
We had many athletes and many normal people who have sciatica, and we always recommend stretching and exercise and walking and so on. And plus, we administer CBD oil, which helps a lot with the sciatica or any other chronic inflammation. So these are the things that we use for our athletes and our people who have sciatica. It's a very simple thing to reverse, and if you suffer from sciatica or chronic pain, chronic back pain, I recommend you visit a chiropractor. A competent chiropractor can help you with that. You can come and see us for the bicranial. And then we can start actually doing the biofeedback to see where is the cause. See, we look at the root cause of why do you have sciatica? Is the posture is a problem? So some people sit like this,
yes,
and they sleep like this. So this can actually cause problem with circulation. Sciatica, sometimes the inflammation in sciatica, it can be caused by lack of circulation, and that's why the inflammation. So we recommend stretching, and we recommend all of the stuff that we do, the bicranial and so on. And most of the stuff, some people focus on the sciatica in the legs, but some people forget about the neck, the 7 cervicals from C1 to C7, because this is really the key here for the transmission of CSF in the body, cerebrospinal fluid. It's very important to look at the body as a whole, and then to look at the whole approach. And once we do the biofeedback, then we can determine the cause, the exact cause of the pain. And then once you determine the cause, then we can deal with the natural remedies. In fact, your listeners and viewers can see us at the clinic on a Tuesday, this coming Tuesday from 10 till 5 p.m. At 1111 Finch Avenue, west of Dufferin in North York. And the suite is 401. They can come and visit us. I will give your clients 10 minutes to talk about their situations at no cost whatsoever.
Oh, that's incredible.
They can bring us all of their questions, and we can help them. And if they need the biofeedback test, just mention Trish, and they will give them 50% off when they mention Shaping Life or Trish, and then that will be the gift from me to your clients and viewers.
Oh, you're incredible. Okay? Thank you so much, Dr. Grant. That's really generous. I really appreciate that. That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Can I ask you too then, because there's some controversy about CBD oil and which ones are actually effective, which ones are not. Are there specific ones that you would actually recommend or that you use in your practice?
Yes, there's so many brands. Actually, there's lots of CBD oils on the market. You have to be careful now from the source. You have to do a little bit of research.
Right.
So when you come to our clinic, we can help you with that to source out the best possible brands and the best possible thing without any contaminants, any toxins, and any stuff like that, because we have to also determine how much THC in the CBD oil and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So it's very, very important that they come and seek somebody who knows about this field. Do not just go to any health food store and just pick up any CBD oil, or go online, because this online, some of them actually are scams, and they are not actually a good quality of oil.
My goodness, exactly, right.
Yes.
Okay, that's important. I wanted to also, we talked a little bit about diet, and you mentioned some of the things that, people should stay away from. So what is lacking? What are some of the things you talked about? Water being very essential. What other things do you think that people are lacking today in their diets?
what I found is that most of the people are dehydrated. They drink only like 4 glasses or less per day, and people do not do the deep breathing, so shallow breathers. So that way they lack oxygen and they lack the water, which is so important for our body. And they're acidic because of the food that they eat is acidic. So if you eat lots of French fries, which I do not recommend at all, because when you fry I'm sorry, when you fry the French fries in bad vegetable oil or any lard or any of the stuff, you have the free radicals. And then, in fact, if you leave the fries for about 20 minutes, you're going to see the white fat on it, the saturated fat on the fries. And that's why in McDonald's and Wendy and so on, they throw it away after half an hour because it's not appealing anymore. I know it smells good, but it's the actual frying process is the one that. But if instead of using the French fries, you can use sweet potato, baked sweet potato or sweet potato, like baked, not fried in oil, baked. In fact, we found that sweet potato actually help to regulate blood sugar. And if you put cinnamon on it, cinnamon also regulates blood sugar. So if you use sweet potato often with cinnamon, much better than eating French fries. And I do not recommend fast food. I recommend slow food. I recommend salads. I recommend healthy 7 vegetables per day and 2 fruits or so per day. I recommend eating organic. I recommend eating all of the healthy foods. I also recommend to leave the table before you're full. So you're almost like 75% full and you have to leave the table, because if you overfull all the time, if you happen to go to one of those open buffet and you fill in your tank and overfill your tank with desserts, and then you cannot even breathe after you finish this meal. Rest assured, you're going to have indigestion. You're going to have acid reflux and problems after that, and then obesity comes from overeating. In fact, there's a latest study to show that if you want to live longer, you have to actually eat less. And in fact, the last Nobel Prize it was done on autophagy, which is fasting. I recommend you to try fasting or eating like 1 meal per day or 2 meals per day, and skip just like eat breakfast like a king or a queen, lunch like a prince or princess, and supper like a pauper, or no supper at all. Just forget about supper. Or you can have just 1 meal per day and try that. And in fact, I've been trying this myself, and I have released about 7 pounds in the past 2 months by doing this advice.
Absolutely. I've tried that before as well. I was used to be on a routine where I was doing that every 5 days. So my fast would start from the night before, a couple of hours after dinner, digestion, and then the fast would start. And then I wouldn't eat anything until about noon, 1, 2 o'clock. And I mean, I definitely felt incredible. There was definitely a difference. So every 5 days. So what do you recommend? Do you say, how often should you be doing this type of fast?
I would recommend it, let's say 12 hours fast, 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. And then I would recommend it also, as you said, once every 2 days, once every 3 days. And then I recommend something which is maybe you can fast, just water fast for 1 day per week. You can just try this and just make sure that you actually drink lots of fluids, though. This is very important. Okay. Of course, if you're diabetic, if you have some health challenge, check with the healthcare practitioners before you do that. Of course, you don't want to go into hypoglycemia, obviously. So try this, and then basically we have a whole blog on our website on this, academyofwellness.com, and look under Wellness IQ. There is a whole complete, instructions about the fasting and so on, and autophagy, how you actually do. So if you actually go through, as you mentioned, from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., that's 12 hours. The body go through a little bit of autophagy, and if you can extend it to 16 hours, that's even better. And then if you can go 1 day a week without food for, let's say, 24 hours, to detox and to remove toxins and debris from your body, that will be highly, highly recommended. Some people go even for 2 days. You can start gradually, like start 12 hours and then 16 hours and then 24 hours, and then build in that step by step.
Oh, that's excellent advice. Oh my goodness. And again, that can be found on your website as well. So that information is available to us. That's incredible. Can you talk just a little bit again about pH balance, because you touched on that. So how important that is and the impact that has on our bodies.
We found that when people are having an alkaline pH of 7.35, 7.36, they actually reverse cancer. Why? Because cancer can exist only in acid situations. Now, what food can cause us to be acidic? Soft drinks, even Juices can cause us to be acidic because some of them are made from high fructose corn syrup, which is basically sugar. It's a fancy name for sugar.
Right.
And then sugar can become acidic. In fact, sugar is the key for aging fast. So if you actually reduce your intake of sugar and carbohydrates, simple carbs, then you actually can extend lifespan. And there's lots of research now to support this. It's not anecdotal. This is based on published research. And this is documented in double-blind clinical trials that cutting back on carbohydrate will actually increase your lifespan. So if all of us intended to live till the age, 100 and beyond, we have to watch all of this stuff. So this is what we talk about here in our books about how to live healthy.
Okay.
And till 101 or to 111, as I mentioned before.
Right.
In this newest book.
I love it. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to dig into biofeedback because this is such an incredible process and so intricate. So when we come back on Shaping Life, Dr. Grant is going to school us on biofeedback.
Okay.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity in our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
They hold a rod, so through skin temperature, we go through the body, we're gonna scan the whole body, and we can see how fit they are before they actually compete. Right now I'm doing with current athletes, because Ben now is, of course, is retired, and so is Mark, but we current Olympic athletes like Bernard and Simmons and all of these people, before they do competition, we check them out to see how fit they are. If they are acidic, they cannot compete. So number one, you have to be alkaline. Write this down, alkaline pH. This is so important. You gotta be alkaline. 85% of my clients, after testing the biofeedback, they are acidic. Are you with me on this? How do you remove acidity? How do you reverse acidity? Just avoid the stuff that make you acid. The sugar, the flour, all of the stuff that you eat at Tim Hortons in the morning, the one with the hole inside, the donuts and the muffins and all of this stuff. Stay away from that. Stay away from French fries, greasy stuff. Then you'll be alkaline. Now.
So there's Dr. George Grant lecturing a little bit on biofeedback and, again, some of the things we've touched on. So make sure that if you're just tuning in now, you go back and take a look because he has dropped some knowledge today. So Dr. Grant, we're going to talk about biofeedback. Can you tell us about, explain us, what is it?
Very simple. When you use a thermometer, you test your temperature. That's a biofeedback for the temperature. So if you have a high fever and you put your thermometer under your tongue, then you can detect high temperature. That's a biofeedback for temperature.
Okay.
Our biofeedback device actually tests about 39 different organs in the body: the heart, the lungs, the brain, the kidney, the liver, and the immune system, and so on. It will give you an indication about the health of the organs. Because in natural medicine and integrative medicine, we talk about healthy cells make up healthy organs that make up healthy systems. So it's very important to look at cells first, not the organs first.
Okay.
So when we test the person, we test their hydration, the state of hydration, the state of oxygenation, the state of pH. If they are fully hydrated, fully oxygenated, and they have pH of 7.34, 7.35, then we know that the alkaline. 7 is neutral, under 7 is acidic, above 7 is alkaline. So if they met all of this and they have a healthy heart, healthy kidney, healthy liver, they pass with flying color. And then actually the particular biofeedback correlates with blood tests by almost like 90 to 93%. So we ask them to bring their blood test results from their own physician, and we'll do the biofeedback and correlate this with their own blood test. Now, on the other hand, if they have diabetes, then we can expect the pancreas is not working properly. They have insulin resistance. So they have problem with insulin, and they can have problem with also something called glucagon that actually produced when the blood sugar is low. The insulin is produced when the blood sugar is high, and the glucagon is produced when the blood sugar is low. So when you have imbalance between the two, then you have it's called insulin resistance.
Okay.
And insulin resistance can cause diabetes, type 2 diabetes, which is now becoming an epidemic. And when you have diabetes, you're going to have also obesity, and then you're going to have inflammation. In fact, insulin can cause more inflammation. It can cause more heart disease than cholesterol. It is not the fat that clogs the arteries. It's actually the insulin that too much insulin, too much sugar intake can cause even more problem with LDL cholesterol to get oxidized and clog the arteries.
Okay.
So we look at the components of cholesterol. LDL is the low density lipoprotein, which is a bad cholesterol. If it gets oxidized, then that can cause atherosclerosis, right? Now, the HDL prevents it from happening, which is the high density lipoprotein. But what we've seen in our clients is that they have high triglyceride comes from eating too much carbohydrate, too much sugar.
Okay.
Even too much fruit, even though fruits have fructose, which does not influence insulin, but it can cause high triglyceride that can actually cause rebound effect. It can cause obesity. It can cause some problems. So we have to be very careful examining this. So this is why you need to do the blood test every year with your physician.
Right.
And then you come to us to the biofeedback to indicate how healthy is your organ. We do this with even Olympic athletes. We do it with clients. And then if you come every 1 year to do this on an annual basis, then you see the status of your health.
Okay. And is this only related to physical ailments, or are you doing biofeedback tests?
No, it also includes psychological aspect. It includes the brain. We check on the brain to see what's going on with the oxygen, what's going on with the brain neurotransmitters. See, the body works in a complete, basically, unison. The body is designed to heal itself. The body is a smart organism. It starts to heal itself. So if you look at every organ, if you look at the cells, and then healthy cells make up healthy tissues that makes up healthy organs, that make up healthy systems. Right. So this is going to go from the bottom up, not from the top down.
Okay.
So once we establish in their assessment, it takes about 45 minutes to about an hour or so to go through the whole organs, and then we open for questions and discuss their diet and lifestyle and so on. They have a complete understanding of their body.
Right.
And what do they need to do to live healthy, till
and that's so important because, like you said, once you know the root cause, then obviously you can address the issues instead of just using Band-Aid treatments.
Correct, exactly. If somebody comes to us with, say, leg cramps or sciatica or something, it could be simple as lack of magnesium. It does not need a muscle relaxant. Yes, it's very important for that. If you have leg cramps, things like that. So we look into underlying cause. We look at their food habit and see if this is what they eat. Is enough to cover all of the basic macro minerals, calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, and all of the other micro minerals, like things that we ignore sometimes, like sulfur, which is important for glutathione and all of the other. So these are the things that we look at when we look at either the average person or an athlete.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Like, I think I need to come and see you.
Looking forward to it. Yes.
So in your opinion, let's just say, so what's the first place, let's say, for example, somebody can't come to see you for whatever reason. What's the first place they should start in order to start going in the right direction to alleviate these things like stress, pain, those things?
Okay. The first step is to go to academyofwellness.com. Complete the Wellness IQ, print it, and follow it. You don't have to come and see us at all. Just print the Wellness IQ, and then print that, and then follow it. I guarantee within 30 days, if they follow every single thing in the Wellness IQ, they're going to feel better, and then you can actually check at random 12 of your clients. I know you look very fit. You look very healthy. I can see your muscles there.
Thank
biceps and so on. You're welcome. So you're going to score very high, Trish, on this Wellness IQ. You're going to be all on the high score.
Except for the occasional French fries.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. Oh, you're going to stop this from today. Okay. But give it to somebody who have lots of problems. Give it to somebody who have diabetes. Give this Wellness, and then ask him to fill this Wellness IQ in front of you. And then you're going to see how blessed you are by having all high scores, and they have very low scores. It's all about what you can determine, because being aware, the awareness is the key here. See, you be aware of what you eat and what caused the problem. If what you eat is causing all of this problem, if diet caused disease, then we can start with diet instead of waiting until we have, the medications and the surgery and so on and so forth.
Right.
If it's simple like diet, we can achieve. So instead of French fries, we can have sweet potato or something like this.
Fine.
Instead of fried plantain, we can have baked plantain.
I can
boiled
deal with the plantain, absolutely.
Which is actually so delicious when you bake it or when you boil it. But when you
yeah.
boil it, do not throw the water. When you boil it, you have to drink the water because the water has all of the minerals.
Yes.
So when you boil plantain, do not throw the water. Remember that.
Well, I like that. So yeah. So,
Yes.
What encouraging words do you want to leave us with today, Dr. Grant?
I always tell my clients, self-care is better than crisis care. I always tell them to live, love, learn, laugh, and leave a legacy. Because if you do that, then you're not just living for yourself. You're not living selfishly for just long life. You're living to help other people too. The more people you help, the more you're helping you. And try to learn 1 or 2 things every single day. Try to read some inspirational books, some books that help you to live longer and healthier. Try to help somebody else in this journey, because we're all here to help each other. It's all about helping each other and reaching out. I think if we all follow this, we have a healthier world, a better world, and then we have less anger, less sleep problems, less headache, less pain, and then more vibrant life, more energy. In fact, you can determine how healthy is a person by measuring their energy. If they have very high energy, it's a barometer of health.
Right.
If they kind of very low energy and they have lots of headaches and lots of stuff, then you know that something is there. See, wellness is balance. Illness is imbalance. So you have to actually achieve this balance. And that is what we do, is we help the people reach the balance state, the wellness state.
I love it. Dr. Grant, I thank you so much for sitting down with us today. You have just given us so much. And again, tell us when. So you gave us such a wonderful gift. If you're just tuning in, listen to this. Next Tuesday, you said, people can drop by.
Next Tuesday, you drop by at the clinic and then come with all of your questions. No appointment required. Just walk in. Just come between 10 and 5 o'clock. It's very simple number to remember, 1111 Finch Avenue, west of Dufferin, Suite 401.
Wonderful.
So,
mention Trish, mention Shaping Life. And
mention Trish.
Yep.
You get 10 minutes free consultation and no cost at all. You can just pick my brain. And then you can also get the Biofeedback at half price, which is really phenomenal. And which is great, price at this.
What an incredible gift. And I thank you again so much. Sharing all that you know.
You're welcome.
Too bad we don't have another 5 hours because you have so much to share.
Next time.
But we'll have to bring you back and so that you can share some more with us. But again, I thank you, Dr. Grant, for being on Shaping Life today. And I hope to see everyone next week.
Thank you, Trish.